So in today's video, we're going to be talking around how you can sign freelancer clients without doing any sales calls. Now, if you're like I was, say back in 2019, 2020, I was trying to basically build my business as a Facebook ads contractor. But this can work for any type of freelancer business, whether you're an advertiser, a content writer, an email marketer, whatever it is, this strategy will work. But I was faced with a big issue because, in my humble opinion, I was very good at running ads and getting results. But what I hated more than anything else was doing outreach and doing sales calls. I'd spent a few years before that being a closer and being a salesperson for different coaching businesses. And honestly, I hated it. I was sick of it. All I wanted to do when I was building up business was literally just sit behind my laptop, work wherever I wanted in the world, and just run advertising campaigns. That was it. I didn't want to do anything else. I didn't want to speak to people. I didn't want to have a team at that point. I didn't want to do sales calls every day to grow the business. But the issue was, obviously, I could be the best advertiser in the world, but if I don't do sales calls and I don't get clients, then I can't grow my business and make more money. So I thought. However, what I came across was something called strategic partnerships. It was strategic partnerships that helped me grow my business, make enough money that I was able to work and travel all around the world while running advertising campaigns for a number of different companies. And I never once got on a sales call to close any of these clients. So that begs the question, what is a strategic partnership? Well, a strategic partnership is my fancy way of saying that I built up an agreement with a number of different advertising agencies where they would outsource the work to me. And this was great for me because the agency that I had the strategic partnership with, they would spend all of their days growing the business, outreaching to clients, trying to close clients. And then as soon as they signed a client, they would outsource them to me. So I could grow my business every single day, and I never had to get on a sales call with anyone, and I could just run ad campaigns from my laptop, which at the time was my absolute dream. Now I know what you may be thinking, well Sam, weren't you just getting paid a really low rate, and were you actually making that much money being a contractor for the agencies? And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't making multiple six figures a year. I think at that point my best month was around 8 to 10K a month. But for the most of it, when I was growing it in the beginning, I was probably making around 4, 5, 6K a month. So I know for some of you that might not be the end goal that you want to achieve, but for Sam, who started from zero and needed a quick way to grow my company and sign clients, it wasn't a bad paycheck. And for some of you who's watching this video, some of you might be working a 9-to-5 job, and you might be thinking, yeah, well, you know what, 4 to 5K a month without doing sales calls, that's a pretty sweet deal. So towards the end, before I started building a team and growing my own agency, I was charging around $1,500 a month per ad account that I managed. But here's the cool thing, right? You start up a partnership with an agency, they give you one ad account, and they start paying you $1,500 a month. Sweet. But as soon as they go and sign a new client, and they want you to do the work as well, then you just charge them another $1,500 a month. So as long as that agency continues to grow and get clients, every time they get a new client, you're getting an extra $1,500 a month added into your bank account. So you can see that you could partner with one good agency, and within 6 months, you could be making anywhere between 5 to 10K a month running the ads for that agency. And again, the best thing about this, for most of the agencies that I had this strategic partnership with, I didn't obviously have to do any of the sales calls, but for the most part, I weren't even doing the client check-in calls either. I didn't have to basically speak to the client. The client didn't actually know that I existed. So I was literally living my dream, or my introvert's dream, of working wherever I wanted in the world, working from my laptop. I moved to Medellin, Colombia at the time, and I worked there as essentially a Facebook ad contractor. So some of you might be thinking, well, how do I actually create these strategic partnerships with these different agencies? And there's basically 3 main ways that you can do this. Number 1, the easiest way is to just go to a site like Upwork, and you can create a profile on Upwork, and you can just put up your work, your resume, and there's literally tons of agency owners going to Upwork every single day, posting jobs, looking for a contractor to outsource the work to. And in my case, that was Facebook ads. So all I would do at the start of my day, I would spend around 10-15 minutes at the start of every working day to log on to Upwork and just scan all the most recent jobs within the last 24 hours of people looking for Facebook ad contractors. Now you got to be quick on Upwork, you got to try and catch the job within 24 hours, which is why I just did it at the start of every single day. But there's literally hundreds of people every single day looking for someone to run Facebook ads. And again, you don't have to be super cheap to get the job on Upwork. Like I said, in the end from Upwork, the last amount I charged was $1,500 a month to do the Facebook ads. Now that agency at the time, they were an e-commerce agency, they would have got hundreds of applications, and there would have been a lot of people offering to do the work a lot cheaper than me. But the fact of the matter is that I was good, I had results, I could communicate clearly, I was like a normal person when I spoke to the agency owner. So it wasn't actually that hard to make a good impression because truthfully, the competition for contractors isn't very hard. So it's absolutely not that hard to stand out and create these partnerships with these agencies. So that's the first way on Upwork. The second way is that you can just do a cold email campaign. So I know I said you don't like to do outreach, so this isn't necessarily my favorite way to do it, but it's very easy to hire someone that can go and scrape a lot of advertising agencies' information off the internet. And they'll be able to find you hundreds of advertising agencies out there, and all you need to do is start cold emailing these companies, and you can be very upfront with your offer and be like, hey, are you looking for a media buyer? I have run ads for this company, this company, this company. I've achieved X, Y, and Z. Would you be open to seeing how I can fulfill on your client work for you? And I guarantee you will get a ton of replies, because at the end of the day, 99% of agency owners started an agency without being able to deliver on the service themselves. So they are actively looking for media buyers or whatever service they are delivering. They're looking for contractors to fulfill that. The whole rise of social media marketing agencies over the last few years has been built on people starting an agency and then looking for contractors to fulfill on the work. And then the third way, which is another good way as well, is there are tons of free Facebook groups out there that are made for agency owners. Now, you can very easily just go into that group, and for some of them, you'll be able to just make a post inside of the group offering your services. Or there's people in there posting every single day saying that they are looking for a media buyer or a contractor. So you will never go short of leads if you just look into these groups every single morning, see the people who are posting, and you can just message them and offer your service. So that's literally it. That's all I did really, honestly, a few years ago when I was looking to build up my freelancing business, is I would just create these strategic partnerships. So at any time I maybe had 2, 3, 4 partnerships with different agencies, and every time they signed a client, I would technically sign a client, and my income would go up with no extra effort from myself. I didn't do any outreach, didn't do any prospecting, didn't do any cold messaging, didn't do any closing calls. I did none of the sales, but my business grew month on month because I'd created these strategic partnerships with the agencies. And I know for some of you that might not be the long-term play, and it wasn't for me because I've started and created my own agency as well. But if you're just getting started and maybe you just want to earn 2, 3, 4K a month to get out of your 9-to-5 job, or you just want a little extra income on the side, this is honestly the best and the most stress-free way to grow your freelancer business, because there are lots of service providers and there's lots of agencies out there who are desperate for good people. They are desperate for good contractors to be able to fulfill on the service. So if you're good at something and you have a skill and you just want to spend most of your day doing that skill, then this is what I believe to be the easiest way you could grow your business.